I am married to my best friend, and I do not feel lonely in this relationship. Everybody feels lonely at times, and certain personalities are going to feel it more than others. But to not feel lonely in the relationship is something that's a little bit different. It's possible that if we lose the connection with our husband or our wife, we can begin to feel alone even though we're in the relationship, even though we're connected and supposed to have a partner who's right there beside us in that moment. We can feel like all the pressure is upon us, or there's nobody that can truly understand who we actually are. We don't have an outlet to communicate to somebody else. There is not somebody who's truly by our side. Our spouse was never meant to be our only friend. As a matter of fact, if your spouse is your only friend, I think that's an actual threat to the relationship. You need other people to build into your life. You need other people that can compensate maybe for the weaknesses of your spouse, that can be there and understand what's going on. You know, whenever it comes to certain things about sports, Jenny really doesn't care. I mean, she cares because I care, but I need a friend that I can call up and say, hey, did you see what happened in the game? Or here's what happened for me on the golf course. I need these other people. But they are secondary relationships compared to Jenny. Jenny is not my only friend, but she needs to be my best friend, and she is. It means that she gets more time than anybody else. She gets more attention. It means she has a specialness and a uniqueness in her relationship with me that nobody else can match. Your spouse was meant to be your best friend. And whenever you are married to your best friend, everything else in life is sweeter. And yet whenever you're not married to your best friend, it kind of has a drag on every other element of marriage. What does it mean to be best friends? And how is it that that is lost? If over time your trust has begun to erode, if you no longer spend intentional time with one another, it's easy to turn to other people where we don't have the level of commitment or intimacy with them. And out of fear, we can make somebody else our best friend and to hold back on our spouse. And yet, whenever we do so, we are literally risking our marriage in that moment. You know how most affairs begin? Somebody else becomes your best friend. And what begins in a very non-sexual way eventually becomes sexual as that emotional investment takes place. You know what that proves to us? The value of friendship. And it shows how sex is rarely about sex, but instead, if you will emotionally connect with your spouse, that will have an impact of what goes on in the bedroom. Your spouse needs to be your best friend. Invest the time to make that happen. Find shared activities that you can enjoy together. Make sure you give them the priority in your life. And if you do, every other element in your marriage will benefit.